Hey, good afternoon guys. Tush coming at you. Sunday, December the 6th, just coming up to quarter to 12. And we just got the TR6 outside warming up. A little chilly out there today. It's about, well, it says it's about 5 degrees Celsius. So anyway, I just thought I would take the car out and just run it up and down the driveway a little bit and get the oil up to temperature. So anyway, a few changes outside here lately. Unfortunate changes. So my neighbors lost a big tree at the front, and this neighbor's lost a big tree at the front, so it's looking a lot more open out here. I'm not sure if that was a disease problem. We have emerald ash borers. I'm not sure if those are ash trees or whether they were elm trees, maybe Dutch elm disease, but they saw fit to take these two trees down, unfortunately, and I don't know if you recall from some of my previous videos, they were large trees, you know, pretty much the same as this tree here. So it's really unfortunate that they've had to take those two trees down. It makes my view quite a bit different. Anyway, let's get back in the garage. So I think what we're going to do, just made a trip to Home Depot to pick up a few supplies. I think what we're going to do is we're going to start transitioning back to the 59 TR3A project, which is more or less my winter project. I think I started this last winter on my Christmas vacation. I think was when I started tearing it apart wholeheartedly. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover up the 60 TR3, and you see the exhaust is still sitting there. That's got to still go on the car. It's got to make a trip to the exhaust shop. So we're going to hopefully get that done in the next month or two. But in the meantime, I think what we're going to do is we're going to throw the roller stands on it, which I've got just tucked up under the front of the car. And the plan is that since I'm going to have two cars home this year, I'm going to have the TR6 here as well. Last year I had the TR6 in storage. But I think what's going to happen this year is I'm going to have both cars at home. So when I want to work on doing some small projects, like for instance this panel, we're going to work on panels basically for the winter time, so you know, sort of break it down into small projects. So I've got this panel, and then we've got all those panels up there to look at for the 59 TR3A. So that's what the objective will be for the winter time, is to get these into better shape. And I'll give you a better look at them once I get them up on a work stand. But before that happens, we're going to, like I said, get this TR3A up on stands, rolling stands. So we'll be able to pull it over to this side of the garage, because I prefer to work on the left side of the garage where there's more light. So what we'll do in the wintertime is we'll pull this guy outside, and we'll leave it out while we're working on projects in the garage. We'll pull the 60 TR3 over to the right side of the garage, and we'll work on the left side of the garage. So that's the plan anyway. So we're going to get to a little bit of work moving things around, and we'll be back. Alright guys, quick update, just coming up to quarter to 3, and we've got the 60 TR3A situated on the right hand side of the garage. I think that's where we'll keep it for the winter time. We've got her covered up with a couple of covers, and then we've got some plastic tarps on top to keep the dust off of it. We've got the heater set up out here finally, and we've done a little bit of insulating on the garage doors as I normally do for the winter time. We've got this door on the right side we don't expect to really have to open, so we've got a little bit of insulation in there. The door on the left we do plan to open, because what we want to do is we want to move the TR6 out when we want to work on a panel or two. So it'll be in and out with the TR6 all winter time, and unfortunately sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I definitely don't want to work on anything with the TR6 in the garage. I don't really want to work on anything with that in the garage either, but like I said, I don't have much choice. Unless I wanted to put that into storage, but I still have some things to do on that as well, and we'll probably switch back and forth between the 59 and 60 throughout the winter time. Anyway, so that's it for now. So we're going to get to working on this front valence panel, and maybe I'll do you a quick walk around before we get into it. So stay tuned. So like I said, we'll do a quick walk around on this front valence panel for the 59 TR3A. And in actuality, it's probably in better shape than the one that was on the 60. It is in not the greatest of shape. I've got quite a bit of quite large dents over on this and some bending of the flange over on this side. And there's obviously quite a bit of Bondo in here, and it's obviously been hit up in here as well. You can see a lot of damage and a lot of Bondo and hammering over on this top side of this fender. So that'll have to all be repaired. It's bent quite a bit down the bottom here on both sides, so we'll have to reshape that. We'll have to get the hammer and dolly out and do some reshaping there. The right hand side is actually not in too bad a shape. Again, all of the cage nuts were rusted, so all the bolts have been cut off in order to get this off the car. You can see the original black paint. This was an original black car, so that's the original paint that was under the I guess it was a 70s Ford color this had been painted. So there's the original black, and obviously the red is the original primer on this. So I've done a little bit of work stripping this already, as you can see. Wanted to see how much Bondo was actually in it. So yeah, here up in this section here, you can see it's pretty banged up. So we'll have to get that fixed up as well. On the underside, it looks pretty good. It's not entirely rusty, which is good. Let me just flip this over. Sorry for the shaky camera. Usually this upper piece rusts out pretty badly, but it seems to be in pretty good shape. Again, all of these cage nuts are going to be the challenge to get these cage nuts off. We want to get all these off and replace them with new ones. So we'll have to drill out some rivets, or drill out some spot welds, and maybe get the little Dremel out, and we'll do a little bit of grinding on these. So that'll be a little bit of a challenge to get all those off. But like I said, for the most part, it looks pretty good under here. This side's the rough side. You can see the flange is bent out pretty badly there. That's been torn out on the front. And then we've got some bending here of the flange at the top. So that's been hammered on and bent over. So we'll have to fix that. It should look like that. So anyway, we've got a good reference on the one side, so we'll try to make this one look as best as we can. So that's it. That's the overview. So we're going to get to work on, like I said, getting out those cage nuts is my first challenge. So we're going to get the cordless drill out. I did stop at the Home Depot, and we did get a few of these little, let me just pull them out here. These little Dremel Easy Locks. These are expensive little bastards. These are 15 bucks for 2 discs. So anyway, I bought $30 worth, 2 packs of these. So they don't go that far. So anyway, it's sort of a necessary thing sometimes to get in to these little tight spots to have a Dremel with good discs. The ones that screw on definitely are not as good. I really like this new sort of easy lock, a quick change type thing. And these discs definitely last longer than the traditional ones that screw onto the Dremel. So anyway, just a little complaint on pricing, but you got to do what you got to do. All right, guys, we'll get to it. All right, guys, so this is what we're doing as far as the process is concerned. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually drill them out from the front side. I'm going to locate where the spot welds are, and I'm just going to drill through and drill out the cage nut that way. So here's the first one drilled out. You can see there's the cage, and there's the nut with the bolt rusted into it. So here's the new cage nut. So basically that'll just look something like that when we get that welded back in there, and we'll just fill those spots up back with weld and then grind it flush. So that's what we're going to do. That's the plan. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got, I guess, 11 more to go, 6 per side. So we'll get to it. Oh, incidentally, for anybody that wants to know, these cage nuts are from Macy's Garage in the US, and they are the 1/4 by 28 cage nuts. So you can get them online. And just for fun, I had a little play time and decided to dig some Bondo out of the front, and yeah, a little thick in places. Anyway, we dug that out of the nose of the car, so got most of the Bondo out anyway. Alright guys, just a quick update for you. It's just after 5 o'clock and we're done for the evening. So we've managed to get all those captive nuts off the inside of the fenders, or the inside of the front apron. We've got a little hole there. But we've got some repairs to make. Got to straighten out that flange for sure. There's where I dug out that pile of Bondo that I showed you. So there's still quite a bit of thickness here that's got to be dug out of here. But we'll get to that later. And we've got the other side done as well. A little darker on this side, but it's looking okay. It's solid metal. It needs to have a little treatment done to it, but other than that, it's pretty solid. So I'm happy about that. So I guess that's about it for tonight. I've just swept the garage up. I guess having the TR6 this year in the garage is going to force me to be a little cleaner in my workspace and make sure I clean up as soon as I'm done. So we've swept up. We're ready to go in for the night. So we'll bring the TR6 in, and that'll be it for tonight. We'll talk to you later, guys.